All right, hello again, everybody. This is the Fantasy Sports Boss. It is Saturday, September 2nd, 2023. We are now less than a week away from the 2023 fantasy football season beginning, so make sure you're part of the fun. Hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Also, hit the like and the notification button if you haven't done so as well. The whole week leading up to Thursday is going to be like one big preview of the upcoming fantasy football season. Today, I'm going to discuss a sleeper on every team in the NFL. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about a bust, pick out a bust of every team in the NFL, so on and so forth, going through the rest of the week. Leading up to Thursday night, where we're going to have a first half live stream during the Chiefs-Lions game, first half fantasy cast, our first one of the season, so make sure you're around for that one. Probably going to go live tomorrow for a Sunday stream, because again, that's what we're going to be doing twice on Sundays during the season, 11:30 a.m. stream, and then of course after the 4 o'clock games are over, 4 o'clock Eastern time games are over, going to do a wrap-up stream leading into Sunday Night Football. So, and really, a lot of football today in college football. We have which is considered week one, some big games on tap. If you're a college football fan, some future pros. North Carolina, South Carolina tonight's going to be a really good game. We have some future. Prime future players there in the NFL that are going to be taking place there. We have primetime Deion Sanders getting going at 12 o'clock Eastern time against TCU, who, they lost Max Duggan, their quarterback, but there's always a really well-coached team. Boise State at number 10, Washington, Michael Penix Jr., who's going to be a force in the NFL next season. Tune in for that game. And then, of course, you have Clemson, Duke, LSU, Florida State. That LSU Florida State game is going to be huge tomorrow. Again, Jaden Daniels, a Heisman contender on LSU. So there's a lot going on football wise that we're going to discuss in the next couple of days. But like I said, today for the preview, I'm going to go over a fantasy sleeper slash value play. They're kind of the same thing. Again, I'm going to try to stay away from the rookies. Because like I said the other day during the live stream, all rookies are sleepers by definition. So, unless you're like Bijan Robinson, who's going in the first round. But then, tomorrow, whether it's on the live stream or a recorded podcast, I'm going to do the busts and all that other stuff. So make sure you're a part of that by hitting that subscribe button. Nothing new about the Cooper Kupp situation. I know a friend of mine had a draft yesterday and he got Cooper Kupp, I believe, in the middle of the third round. So he is now dropped into the third round. So anybody who's drafting this weekend, the temptation is going to be there. And I don't think this is a debilitating situation. Sean McVay is calling it day-to-day. I think that's coach speak. I think it's probably unlikely he plays week one, but he could. It's not something that's considered, a multi-week issue. So I wouldn't really concern myself so much and maybe take advantage of the depressed cost. I mean, hell, if he falls in the fourth round, even I would take him. And I'm the biggest anti-Cooper Kupp pundit out there. So, you have to just weigh the costs. And same thing with Jonathan Taylor, who's dropping into like round 7, round 8, even in some leagues that I've been seeing, talking to people on X and whatnot and on the message board. So, anybody who followed WWF back in the day, like the $1 Million Man said, everybody has a price, and there is a price that I'm willing to pay on anybody, as you should as well. So, but anyway, so today, like I said, I wanted to talk about sleepers, all right, value plays, all right. I like the term value play better than sleeper, because sleeper is kind of an all-encompassing thing. I think a value play is a guy who has a affordable draft cost, who could supply beyond where he was drafted. So in other words, drafted in the 5th round and you put out 3rd round, 2nd round value. That's what I'm looking at there. And really the Arizona Cardinals, they kind of jump out right away with Marquise Brown. So, you could say James Conner as well, but I think Marquise Brown is even cheaper than James Conner. Brown is going like round 7 of drafts. And listen, when DeAndre Hopkins was suspended the first 6 games last year, Marquise Brown was a wide receiver 1. I mean, he was putting up double-digit targets every week with Kyler Murray. Now, I know Murray's going to be out for a little bit, but when Murray comes back, Marquise Brown is going to be the main guy. there's just really nobody. I mean, Rondale Moore is there, but we know he's very limited. He's a short yardage guy. Zach Ertz coming off a torn ACL. There's not a lot of competition for targets. So I think Marquise Brown, even though it's a really bad team, they're going to be trailing in almost every game. A lot of garbage time points, and they still count whether it's for first quarter or fourth quarter. So Marquise Brown to me is a good value play there. All right, now as far as the Atlanta Falcons, I'm not going to call Desmond Ridder a sleeper. I'm sorry. Even in super flex leagues, I know there's a lot of potency on this offense with Drake London and Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. So, yes, that's mildly interesting, but I'm not a Desmond Ridder fan going back to college. You all know this. So, I'm going to instead go with Tyler Algier, because if anything happens to Bijan Robinson, Algier, who proved last year, very, very good, solid rookie year as a fifth-round pick of the Falcons, and if Robinson wasn't drafted by the Falcons, we would have been probably all in on Algier as a, third round pick. He is prime insurance because we know he can do it. And he caught the ball fairly well the second half of the year as well. So Algier is one of the top handcuffs out there for me. Baltimore Ravens. I have to say Rashad Bateman. Because last year, at this point, we were all in on Rashad Bateman, as was I. I drafted him in one of my leagues. Of course, he got hurt again. Odell's getting all the oxygen out of this wide receiver room. Mark Andrews as well. And I'm trying to avoid rookies, so I'm not talking about Zay Flowers. I think Rashad Bateman, whose price has really completely fallen through the floor, he is a big play guy. And this offense has been completely overhauled under Todd Monken. So let's give Rashad Bateman another chance as a guy who could really pay off. We know the ability is there. He was a high NFL draft pick for a reason. Rashad Bateman, this time last year, was a popular sleeper. And now everybody's forgotten about him. I think he's well worth a late-round pick. Buffalo Bills. Not much. I mean, James Cook, I guess, is the reflexive answer, because you can't pick Dalton Kincaid because my rule is no rookies. You know what? I'm going to go Gabe Davis. Now, I'm not a Gabe Davis fan. I never have been. I don't like these guys who go extremely hot, cold, like Gabe Davis does. These all or nothing receivers. That's what I like to call them. Remember, Torrey Smith. Remember Torrey Smith, the Ravens? He made a career like this. A.J. Brown was like this with the Tennessee Titans. It's very annoying having these guys. Deshaun Jackson, there's another one. His entire career was hot, cold, week to week. That's what Gabe Davis is right now. But again, he was like Rashad Bateman, he was a popular sleeper last year. His prices come way down. So on that alone, if anything were to happen to Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis has good value. Carolina Panthers. Easy. Hayden Hurst, for sure. I've talked about Hayden Hurst increasingly the last couple of weeks. He's had a really good thing going with the rookie quarterback there, Bryce Young. He is a good receiver. He was a high draft pickup for a reason when he came out. The numbers haven't exactly backed up that draft pedigree, but Hurst, with the Bengals, he was good. While he was further down the depth chart, he's now towards the top of the depth chart because you have an aging Adam Thielen, you have DJ Chark who can't stay healthy, Jonathan Mingo who never led his own team in college in receiving. So the cupboard is pretty bare there, and I think Hayden Hurst is going to be that guy in the fourth quarter who's catching a lot of passes, and you look and you see at the end of the week Sunday, like, wow, he caught 8 passes for 70 yards. I mean, where did that come from? Well, that's why I like Hayden Hurst. I think he's a really good sleeper at tight end. Chicago Bears. I gotta say Darnell Mooney. We've seen Darnell Mooney in the past. Obviously, he's been an 80-catch guy. He had DJ Moore was brought in. Chase Claypool, to me is just nothing really worth talking about. Darnell Mooney could be a really solid member of this offense if anything were to happen to DJ Moore. Cincinnati Bengals. This is just really all high-end players here, so it's hard to come up with somebody. I mean, if you want to say Irv Smith, again, if you really punt tight end, Irv Smith or Hayden Hurst are guys that I think would be interesting to me if I really waited until like the last round to take a tight end, or if you're in a 2 tight end league, which, you shouldn't be. Irv Smith, can't stay healthy, but when on the field has shown some unique and interesting ability in terms of his speed and size combination. Cleveland Browns, love Elijah Moore. I think I've been blasting the trumpets on Elijah Moore all summer. This guy's is a major talent. He gets instant separation off the snap. Things went badly with the Jets. I get it, but he's got a lot of talent. Elijah Moore is my pick there. For the Dallas Cowboys, Brandon Cooks. Listen, Brandon Cooks is good. I mean, he's been an 1,000-yard guy throughout his nomadic career in the NFL. Last year, a tough year with the Texans, but everything went to shit there. Can't blame him. He wanted to get traded. They did him wrong. But with the Dallas Cowboys, I think he's going to be a very solid running mate to CeeDee Lamb and could be a wide receiver one if Lamb were to get injured. Denver Broncos. If you want to give me Courtland Sutton, I'd rather go Samaje Perine. I just don't believe in Courtland Sutton anymore. I really don't, even though with all the injuries there. I think Samaje Perine is going to be used liberally at the expense of Javonte Williams. So, and we've seen him, post some really good and impressive outings with the Bengals last season. I think Samaje Perine is going to be a decent flex play. Detroit Lions. Let's go with Marvin Jones Jr. Marvin Jones Jr. I mean, hell, David Montgomery is a value. He's going in the 8th round. So, people are completely underselling David Montgomery. I still think Jahmyr Gibbs has gotten way overdrafted through the hype of his pass receiving, which is very impressive, no doubt about it. But I think David Montgomery and a late round dart throw to Marvin Jones Jr. because Jameson Williams is going to be suspended for 6 games. I think those guys both stand out to me. The Green Bay Packers, Romeo Doubs. I mean, I know he's a little banged up right now, but second-year guy. Christian Watson is really dominating the discussion in this offense, but I think Romeo Doubs is really solid. He was good last year as a rookie. People are forgetting about him. I think Doubs is my pick there. The Houston Texans, Nico Collins. That one's an obvious one. He's being undrafted in some leagues, which is just, crazy to me because somebody's going to have to catch the football from C.J. Stroud, who is a good prospect. So Nico Collins can stretch the field a little bit. I think he's a good pick there. The Indianapolis Colts. I guess we got to go Deion Jackson because Jonathan Taylor, we don't even know if Jonathan Taylor's going to play a single game for them. Deion Jackson had some moments in the past where he flashed dual threat ability running and catching the football. Jacksonville Jaguars, I think Zay Jones again. Zay Jones, nobody had him last year at the beginning of the season. He balled out a little hot and cold, but, if anything were to happen to Christian Kirk or Calvin Ridley, Zay Jones has proven in this passing offense he could step up and be a contributor. Kansas City Chiefs, listen, Justin Watson or Richie James. Either one of those guys I think is really good late round value that could step up and really take on a prime role in this offense, this wide receiver needy offense. Las Vegas Raiders, if you want to say Jacoby Myers, I really don't like anybody. I don't like this offense as a whole. I'm fading this entire team, including Josh Jacobs. But I guess Jacoby Myers, he gives you an honest effort every week. He would be my pick there, I guess. No, it's just not very impressive group. Los Angeles Chargers. Josh Palmer has done a good job. We all know that. I know Quentin Johnson is now on the scene, but I think Josh Palmer has proven he could be a helpful wideout when Keenan Allen and Mike Williams miss time, which they will because they always get hurt. Los Angeles Rams. I'm off the Kyren Williams bandwagon as I was on him last year. So, let's go Tyler Higbee because if Cooper Kupp misses time, Higbee's going to get a lot of targets. Now, he doesn't do a lot with them. He drops more than you like. Not a big touchdown guy, but he catches the football when it's thrown in his radius. So he's the guy I would pick there. Miami Dolphins. Listen, Raheem Mostert is now the guy for maybe up to 4 games. So, and Devin Arshane, the rookie, is getting all the attention. So I think Raheem Mostert, who proved he could catch the football last year, as long as he can stay healthy, he's going to give you a good effort each week. Minnesota Vikings, KJ Osborne. KJ Osborne was really good the second half of the season. Now, Jordan Addison, new guy on the scene. Rookies always get a lot of attention. But if you take a look at what KJ Osborne did the second half of last season, he was good. And I think he's got the ability, operating out of the slot in a passing offense, to be a contributor. New England Patriots, Juju Smith-Schuster. He's the number one guy. We all wanted him last year, myself included, when he was with the Chiefs. Now nobody wants him because he's in a run-dominant offense with a shaky quarterback in New England. But somebody's going to have to catch the ball. Juju Smith-Schuster is a solid receiver. I think if you play a 5 wide receiver league, he definitely has value there. New Orleans Saints, Michael Thomas. That's easy. Michael Thomas, the rare instance that he was healthy last year. He produced, caught 3 touchdowns. He can really help you still, I think, if he can finally get healthy. New York Giants, I like Isaiah Hodgins. He's really good. He balled out. He really did ball out last season, the second half of the year. He caught a touchdown, I think, 4 out of 5 games. Sterling Shepard can't stay healthy. Jalen Hyatt, we're going to have to work him in. Paris Campbell can't stay healthy. I could give you Paris Campbell as well out of the slot, but I think Isaiah Hodgins has proven himself to be a guy to watch. New York Jets, let's go with Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard has a good rapport with Aaron Rodgers. If anything were to happen to Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard would step up. I know last year when he had the opportunity to be the number 1 guy, it wasn't overly impressive, but as a wide receiver 3, I think he can make the grade there. Philadelphia Eagles, Kenneth Gainwell, still not sure how this backfield is going to operate. I still like Kenneth Gainwell as a solid sleeper. The Pittsburgh Steelers, we all know about Jaylen Warren. He's very popular. That's about all I can give you there on that team. Kenny Pickett too, though, I guess, because he does run the football. He's somebody who qualifies as a value play as well. San Francisco 49ers, Elijah Mitchell, easy. If he can stay healthy, Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, you have a potential league winner there because as a rookie, he was very good for the 49ers. A few left. Seattle Seahawks, nothing really happening here because all these other guys, Geno Smith, because he's still a late-round pick despite being a top-5 quarterback last year. So I'll give you Geno Smith again, who I just think it's ridiculous, the disrespect for him. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, no, I'm not going to give you Chase Edmonds. Russell Gage is out. Cade Otton, maybe. There's just nothing really happening there. Tennessee Titans, Okonkwo, you got to say Okonkwo, pretty bare cupboard there. And then finally, Washington Commanders, I really like Jahan Dotson. If you want to go Logan Thomas as well, or even the quarterback, Sam Howell, I think you could say that as well. But anyway, so those are the sleepers for every team in the NFL. Going to talk about busts tomorrow, whether it's in a podcast or a live stream, so tune in for that. Hit the subscribe button, guys. You got to be on board for the season. A lot of good stuff coming. I will chat with you soon.